In previous exercise, we used incremental load of data from relational database into Hadoop. Now, as we learned that incremental directive has two different values. One is the last modified and the other is append. Now, what is the difference between these two values? When should we use last modified and when should we use append? It depends on your data. For example, if you have a data which is getting updated, okay, then you should use last modified because it will import the new records as well as the updated records. But if you use append, then this is ideal for the cases where your data is only added and no existing data is changed in your source side. Okay, for example, you have a customer account. Okay, so customer account may be updated. Okay, so you are making some changes to the customer account and that particular record is updated and you want it to flow into Hadoop, then you will use last modified. But if you have an account where new comments are added and you do not allow changing the comments once it's being made on your website, then in that case, since every time a new record will be added in your source table, so in this case you can use incremental mode append. So it will only copy the new records, it will not even consider the ones which are updated. Okay, so that is the difference between these two, and you need to be clear when you are importing your data in incremental mode that what kind of data it is, if it is going to update the existing records or it will just add the new records, and based on that choose the right value for incremental directive. So in this exercise, let's try this out with append. Okay, so let me open the Sqoop terminal. Okay, and we'll run the Sqoop import. Okay, so this is append. The column that we'll check on this is hire underscore date, same column that we were checking last time, and incremental mode will be append. Okay, last value that we used was 1987 0203. Okay, or maybe change this to a year later. Okay, so you should have less number of records now. Run this. So basically again what it will do is anything after 1988 it will pick up and add it in your existing data set. And see here the difference, the boundary is not based on the system date. In case of the last modified, we saw that it uses the last value that we provided in the sqoop command and the maximum range is your system date. But in case of append, it uses the actual values in the data set, and here in this case the maximum value I have in employees table for hire date is 1999. So that's why that year is being used here as the last value for pulling the records. Okay, so let's look at the data. All right. So as you can see, we have records only after 1988. That's the range we chose for our data import. Okay, so try this out on your end, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.